No woman is worth less as a person just because she has children or she does, the girl who's a stripper, she's not worth less as a person, but they are worth significantly less as a partner to the types of men they want. If this
Right.
woman wanted to date a dude who worked at McDonald's and was working his way up and they could come up and grow and struggle together, that's cool. But none of these women want a guy
They
that's
don't want that.
in his bag or walking in his purpose. None of them do. And like the girl on the purple, she was on the show drunk, so I don't even know why they brought her back. Like she probably, I will give the stripper a shot before I give the girl purple a shot because of her mouth. Like her mouth alone, and then too, she's skinny. I don't, I can't do shit with it. Like boy body. Like I don't. When I watch these shows, I look and it's a lot of these women. It's like it shows how hive-minded women can be. It shows how what I'm saying. Often women just have unrealistic expectations for themselves they don't meet. Like that lady, the stripper lady, wants a guy who is cool, nice, calm, collected, and well spoken. Baby, you a stripper with tattoos on your face. Like for the low price of $4.99, a man can like subscribe to your OnlyFans and see your butthole. Like, why are we're not? What are we talking about? Like, you don't. Women have this like, crazy sense of entitlement, as if they all deserve a partner, and they don't. The people who deserve partners are the ones who do the work to be attractive to the men they want to partner with. None of these women have done that. The lady in the back is 45 with a 20-something-year-old. She had a baby at 16. So she's been fast her whole life. And then if you ask the women, none of those women are saying, well, the last time I had sex was in my last relationship. They all fucking somebody. So you want me to come date you while you fucking somebody else that don't have to do all the stuff I gotta do is dating you? You nuttier than squirrel shit. Like, what do you?
Man.
That doesn't make sense. But they really sit here and ask that of men as if they don't want the top 10% of men that can literally access 100% of women.
Right.
It's just
right.
mad. It's crazy to me. And
it's wild.
The dudes on here and it's like even the dudes on here. Like if you watch the whole thing, right? Bro on the right, bald head dude, the white shirt, got into it with the short, light skinned Michael Ealy looking dude, right? He said,
Michael Ealy.
bro, you 50 on this show. It's crazy. And then, and then the dude in the back was like, I don't mind having a girl who got 4 kids. I don't mind. And
you talking about the dude with the hat. You're talking about James Pies.
The super simp. Yeah, like you can't, and I don't mind. You can't whoop my kids, but I'm going to whoop yours. Like,
let me get into that. We're going to get into that part. Because that's
real. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
But like people don't know how to live in reality. They want to live into society. And it's fake to me. I'm not with it.
Okay. And then Shayna, you wanted to say
So
something?
one thing I do want to say, which I said to you earlier, we all have our preference, which is fine. You might like them tall, you might like them short, you might like them with the kids. Right. But I think it was just your delivery that really was kind of tough to watch. So that's all I had to share. And we kind of chatted about it before. Everyone's entitled to what they like, but it's just the way you were speaking to the ladies, which was kind of harsh.
So speaking on that, Brian, do you feel like you could have delivered your message in a different way?
I think I wanted to deliver it the way I did, right?
Okay.
Because
I like that.
If I'm coming on some softness, you're not gonna really grasp what I'm telling you.
That's not.
Right? And the thing about accountability is you want me to deliver it the way you want to hear it. Okay. Nah, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. You got to be able to embrace that. We as men, we embrace accountability. And women have to do the same exact thing and not get angry
accountability. I'm not
and
angry.
feel like men are aggressive and feel like men.
At no point did any woman hold any other woman accountable on this show. At no point. It was all like, girl, it's okay. If men don't like it, they're insecure. It's
right.
That's not accountability. What do you think about that, Mike?
It's definitely not accountability. And this is why Hink, he was in the chat. He said that he is not going to date a woman that probably didn't grow up with a father. Because your father is the first one that really instills instruction into you and that really brings down the hammer and says what he says. And we know that when daddy gets home, but daddy says that it goes, right? So sometimes when women are in situations and conversations with real men, it's hard for them to like grasp it because you're like, I'm used to doing what I want. Nobody steps on my toes. I'm free. Nobody judges me. I'm pretty, I'm girl power, empowerment. And it's like when like the guys that you want and you're attracted to their masculinity. So when they really are being direct, they receive it as an attack, but it's really not an attack. He's just being direct and standing on business and just saying what he honestly feels.
Right. And for some reason, that's a struggle. What do you think, Blockchain?
Right.
None of these people. I'm sorry. I'm trying to not be mean. Fuck that. Yes, I am. none of these. Okay, I'll say this on the show. Right. Look at the women who on here who are quiet and don't have nothing to say. You know why? Oh, girl got her dude. Oh, girl in the back really not tripping, and she knows she'll find somebody. Everybody else is pressed. Oh, girl with the basketball team worth the kids. No, she's not gonna find nobody. And she knows she keep getting passed over. She keep getting fucked on by dudes temporarily until, the girl that he really won't act right. The girl in the back is almost 50.
Right.
Like almost 50. What are the men that she wants are going to be wanting her are going to be 60, 70 years old? Because to them, she's still young. None of us 41 plus, high earning, high achieving, black excellence men even look at that woman. Like she isn't as invisible to us as most men are to her, but ours is based off of where we are in life. Hers is based off her where she feels like she's in life and she's not there. You got 3 grown ass kids I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to, and mind you, I don't date women who don't have kids. That's something I get beat up for a lot. My friends think I'm crazy because I will not date a woman she doesn't have kids at 40 because something is wrong with you to me. Like that's my belief and I stand on it. But none of these women are getting chose as for a reason. A girl's not getting chose because she's a stripper. Anybody with money, we know what we do to strippers. We feed them to the mattress. We hit them in the forehead with ones. Then we send them on their way. The girl on the purple, she's a rapper and she's masculine and stuff. Like she's someone that a guy's gonna have to slap the shit out of, and nobody wants to see that happen. That's why she's single. The girl in the blonde, you see, she booed up already. Her dude picked her. She happy.
But the thing is, the homegirl in the blind, quiet as kept, she don't agree with none of this. But like I said, the biggest thing that I see is those type of women need to speak up and say, hold up. No, you tripping. This man wouldn't be sitting next to me right now if I was a stripper.
I would much rather, personally, my woman be quiet because you know why she doesn't say anything? Because she can't relate. She has nothing in common with those women. She doesn't have a rack of kids. She got a dude. She got someone that she can build with and listen to. She has what all of those other women and probably that dude in the purple want, a man. So it's not like, what would she say? For example, if like I'm married, so if I was married, if I'm on a show like this or around, I wouldn't want my woman commiserating or talking or even being involved in conversations with these low quality women because my wife represents me. And at any point she connects to, well, don't judge her because she used to sell vagina, or don't judge her because she got 3 kids by 7 different niggas. Like, I look at my wife crazy now. So she's supposed to just sit back and be like,
so you saying she playing her part?
She doing what she's supposed to do. Same thing with the lady in the back. You watch, she don't have much to say about nothing.
What do you think about that, Wife School?
I think there's some limitations on, her speech. As far as like her sitting back, yes, it does keep her out of the, the crossfire. But if women want to get those results, she should be speaking up in regards to that, even if she doesn't have kids or just even regardless of the kids, your behavior. Or just speaking about accountability. She can come from that aspect of, well, this is what I did to, make myself seem more, desirable or more marketable or seen by men, things like that. So I think there are some things that you can interject into the conversation. Maybe it is safe that she is that way, but if she could add value to these women that are really having these results, even talking to the stripper that's not even confident, for God's sakes, you know what I'm saying? Like, even telling her, like, you need to go back, do some work, elevate yourself, really get out this life. You have value. I mean, you have worth, and getting out of, just, having your body out here, whatever. I mean, like, you know, it's really not working for you, obviously. And you can call those behaviors out. There's certain things that you can call out in righteous judgments. It says, see, that's in the Bible. So nobody ain't talking about the righteous judgment, but they all say, don't judge me. But righteously, I can say to that part of your life and influence you in a positive way to do a 180, not a 360, not going back because you lost money, but actually having the faith to move forward.
I have a question. Well, not a question, but it's a point that I think that would help people. I'm not, mind you, right? Not saying discrediting the Bible or anything like that. But what I will say is this, that women today trying to date in accordance with the Bible or do that is like trying to use a French dictionary to study for a Spanish test. These men are not thinking that way. No, none of these dudes can tell you what any of these Bible verses say. They probably haven't cracked the Bible open since the last time they were trying to hit somebody that was deep in the church. So if women are, worried about being righteous and all that stuff, it sounds great. An idea. It's a novel idea, kudos to those women. But look at the results that it gets people. People are like, well, I'm just going to sit here and God is going to bring me a man. No, he is not. Like, if that was the case, y'all would all have men because you all pray for them. If your prayers are going to get answered, when you pray for a dude, the same dude you've been praying for 15 niggas, you haven't got him yet. Why? So that is crazy to me how, like, so many people, not you, man, specifically, but so many people push, like, well, just wait for God, do this and that. Because the cold part is, like, it's impossible to do anything without judging something. We all three of us go out to eat, we're going to judge the restaurant. We're going to judge traffic. We're going to, hell, get in my car, you might judge me, like, damn, this thing this kid's tear his car up. Like, we make judgments 4/7. And those judgments come in the form of observations. So right. When a guy, if I go somewhere and I look at, for example, lady with the 16 kids, I look at her, I'm already judging her because of her shoes. or the girl with the stripper, like the stripper girl. One, you can't be confident and be a hoe. Like, you can't be not confident and be a hoe. That's crazy to me. That's like, remember on Players Club when Diamond started dancing the first time, she was nervous? Like, but she's been dancing for years. So she's supposed to be, on some Ronnie and Trick stuff now. That's what I would judge her for that. She got a face tattoo. Like, I can't take you. You can't go with me to pick my kids up from school with a face tattoo. Girl in the purple. I mean, shit. She's from Oakland or wherever she's from. So I just feel like she a gang member in a woman's body. And then I'm saying, bro, in the back, like, we judged him because of his response. Well, I'll take a girl with 4 kids. He just pandered because he wanted his old girl. It's in front of him. And notice, anytime he talked, her whole body language changed. Like, man.
She's not itching. I wanted to get to that part. I didn't get there yet. But like, yes,
anytime he talks, every woman, you can just see their coochies drying up. Anytime he talks, and then he's leaning into him talking, or when he tries to touch her, like on the actual show, she like, ugh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Unhand me, like, type shit. So, and he's pandering so hard that, and it's crazy because he's pandering and none of that shit is working. You know how trash you got to be as a dude to pander to ugly women? To pander to undesirable women and it not work?
That's crazy. That's crazy. let me get to that part though. Hold on, I'm gonna keep going.
And are aggressive when they're delivering what they're trying to say. Like, no, I wasn't disrespectful on the show, right? And maybe I could have delivered it a little bit softer, but that's not the route that I chose.
You wanted to say something,
brother. The way you've been talking.
Hold on 1 second. James is gonna go.
I wanted to say something about that. I understand both sides. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I don't care if a female has a starting lineup. You know what I mean? Like, I've dated girls that have multiple kids, and I think that men think one of two ways. One is like, okay, you made horrible decisions. And then the other downfall could be, these are extra mouths to feed or bills. And for me, I love kids, like, I'm a kids person, so I don't mind dating a woman that has kids. So that's all I wanted to say is, like.
Can I say something? Brian, I don't think your delivery was 100% wrong, but there is a difference between you as a type of man and there's another type of man. There's 2 different types of men. It's your preference, and it's a man that knows that he comes into this world to be a leader, protector, provider, who also knows that you're going to take care of a family as a whole. It doesn't matter if they're your kids or it takes a village to raise these kids. I didn't take any judgment, but if you prefer a woman with one kid or you want some more with more kids, that's on you. You're just not my person, and I'm not mad at you.
White school, I'm gonna let you get that. Go ahead and take that one. I saw your face when she was talking. When she said what she said, you got that one.
I'm sorry, I might be struggle streaming
It's
a little
you
bit.
A little break. You breaking up a little bit, but it's all right. We can hear you though.
You can, yeah, like it. He was being very direct. Like she's just trying to dilute him in his purpose. So there's like, okay, there's the dude that can't do, and then there's the dude that can. You can't say, oh, there's a guy that has the preferences, and then there's the guy that provides, that's gonna do and simp for you and do everything and lay everything at your feet. No, it's a either or. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you're not his preference, darling, you're not gonna get anything that he has to offer because you just don't qualify for his standards. But there is somebody like Mr. Hat back there that probably would do that for you. But that's not the guy you're attracted to.
She don't even check for bro. So she said she used the wrong word. She said can, like they will and won't. I mean the can and can't. It's actually there's two type will that won't. Like because what? She wouldn't want her son dating a woman like her. And if she was, she's a terrible mother. Or neither of those men would want their sons dating the women in her shoes. 45 with 4 kids, got pregnant at 16, and now your kid is grown, or however old she is. Like, it's so fake. It's and so disingenuous for these women to be like, oh, I want to be this, I want to be that. But at the same time, saying, well, you know, I'm a good mom and I want what's best for my kids. If you pose that question to her, which I wish these hosts would do, these hosts are so softball. They don't ask tough questions. They just let shit slide unless it's a man getting attacked, and then they're gonna go for it. If she'd ask her like, "Hey, would you want your children? You had a son. Will you tell him to date a woman with 4 kids at 45 after he's spent his life building himself to be a desirable man to most women? Would you want your son to date a woman like you? If they say yes, they all should have their children removed from their homes. Like that's how crazy that is to me. Because nobody wants. Would you want your this in the panel? Would you want your son dating a woman with 4 kids?
No, I don't want my son dating a woman with any kids
at all.
At all. Like build your own family.
Some men have to. Now I will say this, mind you, right?
I agree with that.
Before anybody says I hate single moms, I would never date a woman who didn't have kids at my age. But my age range is why I don't date women without children. Because by my time, if you haven't been married or had a child, I'm a risk-based thinker and something might be wrong. If I'm 40, single with no kids, and I can have my way with any woman I want, I assure you, I don't even acknowledge her existence. Like as far as on the dating market, she could be a great person though. I see her at the office. I'll talk to her, kick it with her, eat lunch. But like romantically, I wouldn't even sleep with her because she's fertile as fuck, obviously. So I wouldn't even want to risk that. So when people come on these shows and just start talking about these things, like she goes into a 30-minute soliloquy about why it's okay for him not to want it because she'll find a man that does. Where? Because your results prove that's not the case. You're 40 and single. Where are you gonna get the man from now?
Right. The thing that caught me with what she was saying more was along the lines of, almost like shaming a man, saying he should know what his purpose is. It's not a man's purpose to come in this world and be a provider for you and your children. It's a man's purpose to create his own family and build on that. But to say, oh, well, a real man, and I always say women use that as a shaming tactic for men. It's not good. We can't say what a real woman is. We have an idea of that. But most men, we know what a real man is. And a real man is something that stands on what he builds. So when they use this way of making men feel as if not dating a single mom is a problem, that's my problem. But I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue with this. I just want to get to James Pye back there, simping.
And I'm not even mad at the world. And I don't give a fuck about anybody. If we can keep it G. You know, I take care of my kids. They're well taken care of. I'm an independent woman. And I deserve a strong man who's ready to take care of a household. Not saying that that's not you or no other man in this world. Everybody got their own opinion. And I respect you 100%. It is what it is.
And let me, hold on, wait, hold on. And I respect that, I appreciate that, right? It's gonna be a special type of man that's gonna come in and take care of you and your unit. That's gonna take care of you and your unit, right? Because most men wanna start their own family, all right? You know what I'm saying? So why would we come in and be a stepdad when we know if you have 3 kids, then I'm gonna be the 4th? You're gonna look at me like the 4th, even if I'm taking care of the house.
No,
right?
no.
Because they're not mine.
Because you're not a baby daddy or husband. You're not going to be a
You're
baby
the head
daddy.
of household.
After the first man, those other 3 men thought they would have been husbands too, right? Till they realized who she was or whatever. Whatever the situation is, why it didn't work.
She don't even require a husband. Like, what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
Don't sit down, gorgeous. She's giving men the highest honor possible, which is a child, for free. Like, we need a host. Like, we need a host to tell these people, like, do you know how stupid you sound? Like, as soon as it happens, because then no one can react to it. And like, do you know how dumb you sound, lady?
Right.
A special kind of man who knows his purpose is to take care of single mothers and their bastards and their bastardized children. Like, what are we talking about? Like, that narrative has got to die. A man should be a protector and provider for his family. No argument there. Those kids' fathers aren't protectors and providers for the family they created. But you expect me to come in and do it? You, again, respectfully, you are nut-eared and squirrel shit. Like, what do we know?
Oh man, White School, what's your thoughts on that? You can hear us?
No, I think White School got just internet today.
She got just justified internet.
I know that's a struggle streaming right there. But yeah, she's already talking to him like the 4th child already.
For real.
You know, she's already exhibiting that, and he called it out, and she's like, oh no, but you'll be a husband. But like, it's already a bad investment from the jump. And it's not a good thing. And these are the mindsets of the majority of modern women, of their independence. Okay, well, you basically should be kissing my feet if I'm providing for you and your children at this point, not a child, because you're already giving me pushback, what I prefer, what I am going to do, what I'm not going to do. Like, okay, so where's my masculinity at? You're trying to show your masculinity as a woman, which is not attractive. And so that's why guys usually just turn, or like Mr. Blockchain said, she wouldn't register on the radar.
Right.
I wish I would date a mom, and then she think that I'm not going to be the head of that house. Like, I'm not. I tell dudes like that ask me, I don't offer advice unless I'm asked. Ask a girl, if you're in a relationship, who comes first, her husband or her children? If she doesn't say her husband, walk the fuck away. Immediately. Especially when it's someone else's kids, because that means their father come before him too. And I'll give you the perfect example. If someone were to ever choose to date my son's and daughter's mother, it would be very difficult for him to be the man of that household. And it's not because of my romantic ties to her, it's because of my financial and my presence that I have in my children's lives. There are certain things he just won't be able to do. Like, those children won't ever come to him and look at him as a father. He'll just be somebody that's their mama's boyfriend or fiance or husband.
Word.
So I understand that part, and that's part of why men shouldn't do it. Because it's not about the guys who are deadbeat and not there. It's one problem you can have. But then you come across a present father who's just not going for it. Like, he's at every event. He's picking his kids up. He's in and out the house with the kids, dropping them off, picking up their stuff, especially even when they successfully co-parents. Most dudes just not built for that. So you either damned if you do or damned if you don't. It's like you picking between diarrhea or being constipated, like our presidential candidate. Like, there's nothing that you can do about it. So that whole idea, like a man should come in and help me take care of my 3 mistakes, that's crazy.
Right. I agree with all that. Let's keep going.
I understand that, but I'm not their real father, right? So I'm not their biological father. right? So, and things come with that, right? It comes with, you may feel like, I'm not raising your sons right.
Or you can't.
I'm a dead this right now. I had a baby daddy that told me in front of my child, I am not his daddy. I don't need a nigga like that. And I said nigga.
You don't want one.
I need a man who knows who's going to come into a whole house. He's going to take mine as his. He's going to take me as his partner. It's one, honey. When you find a wife, you find a good thing. I'm not living into society or social media. This show, and I appreciate you guys because this is real life.
Go ahead, Wife School. You had something to say there. I want to hear it. I want to hear what you got to say with that one.
This is me. He's not going to come in and tell me what to wear because he is the fourth child. This girl is off the chain. And like the fact that you had multiple dads and the guy then, I know I froze. The guy didn't want to take accountability of your other children. Like you already set up your situation with your children in an unfair advantage. Right. You, mom. You're the problem, not the guys out here that you can't get. It's you.
She's forcing it, telling men straight up, like, hey, listen, look, you gonna take this or nothing. That man, as she said, she had a baby daddy, so that might have been the fourth baby daddy that was like, I'm not providing because those other kids are not mine. And you're actually mad at that man, and you're gonna say you don't need it. He doesn't need you. All he needs is his kid at that point.
Them kids need a father, so we'll say that. That's what they do need. And she's had kids by 3 different men, so that's 2 dudes. 2 dudes that said, "I'm not staying with you and these other kids." Like, and then another question that I like to push back with these types of women is, tell me about the men that you had children by, because that's your standard. Like, you know what I'm saying, you may aspire, in a dream world you want better, but the men that you have children by, that is your standard. That's what you should be looking for. So unless you had kids by, a GMT or, a professor, guys that got their stuff together, good upstanding brothers, like if the higher you go from your standard, the more you have to be willing to settle and accept. And it seems like a lot of women feel like they don't understand that to be the case. And a guy who was willing to take on 3 kids, no disrespect to him or the men who will do it, it's because they don't have a choice. They can't do better, and they just, okay, well, she's cute and she got 3 kids, so at least she's fine. At least I'll get some in-house vagina, maybe a home cooked meal a week or something, and I just gotta take care of her kids. So that's crazy.
Right. I gotta.
Well, then you start getting into that niche where the older women start going to the younger guys to trap them because they can't get the men in their age range. That's where you start getting that as well.
Right. It's wild, and what she's talking is wild, and I agree with the both of y'all on this one. Real quick, I got a $20 super chat from my guy, Leon B. He says, I'm ready to do a live and in-person GNT show with a live audience because I want to show people how it truly is to live in person. In person. I'll snag them drawers right out the audience just to prove a point for all to see. We got Chef C in the building. What is good, my God? Great having you on the show. What's your thoughts on the topic, family?
Hey, man, salute to the gods, the goddess, GM. What's happening with you, man? This conversation here, this one is first and foremost, we got a lot of AARP types acting like they qualify for for the Happy Meal. Nah, you gotta. This shorty right here, particularly this blonde head John right here, she's just a little too masculine for a guy like C, man. This is the one that you just You do like the rest of the baby daddies. Just don't leave one in her. You pull out. You understand? So this type of time right here, I give zero respect to a female like this because I can't really take her seriously. And there's a reason why you're single on a particular platform like this because many other dudes saw the red flags.
Right. A lot of dudes saw the red flags, even the ones that put the babies in her and broke out. They saw the red flags. It's wild. And then here you are on the show asking to date another red flag. What's up, Blockchain?
You got 3 average niggas that didn't stick with you. You think I'm about to give you a chance? That's crazy.
That's wild.
The even more wild part about it, GM and Block and sister in here, the even more wild thing is that she thinks she can hold the new guy accountable for the bullshit she did in the past instead of checking herself. Like, sure, you got a lot of work you need to do before you think you can reverse guilt shame a nigga into cleaning up your mess.
Right.
You got like don't try to play the Houdini. You don't try to do no magical trick on my mind to get me out here. And then you got some of them cats in there that's ready to jump off the third floor with a cape on to save this chick. That's damage goods. Sometimes you gotta leave the damage where it is and don't pick it up for yourself. That's trash.
Right. I'm gonna agree with all of that. Let's keep going. I'm still. Oh, go ahead, Wife School. You got it.
And this is where my good friend Carl on IG, I don't like the way he says it, but I'll refer to the one Hold to Husband podcast as he says that either mattress material or marriage material. And so clearly she has shown herself to be the mattress material.
That's what she put out there.
It's Halloween. She about to dress up as marriage material though.
about to throw in a wedding dress. Yeah, let's keep going.
You show me the real deal. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna say too much more, but you know
if you guys were to get together, hypothetically speaking.
Who?
Yeah, I'm just hypothetically speaking.
Just hypothetically, you and Brian.
You and Brian. If you and Brian were to get together, hypothetically speaking, can he put his hands on your children?
What? Put his hands on my children?
That's a real question.
Let's word that a little.
Well, we know what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. I mean, Brian, you understood what I was saying, correct?
Correct.
If your kids is acting up, can he whoop your kids? Like he would whoop his own son?
If they need it. I mean, let's be real.
You know that's
not
realistic.
Let's be real.
If you're gonna whoop somebody else's kids, you just got to be ready for that repercussion.
The afterward.
Exactly. What comes after that? Because as a father, nobody's gonna whoop my kids.
Exactly.
But if I am the step parent of somebody else's kids, I'm gonna whoop them.
But you're not gonna whoop them for nothing.
And I understand that.
I don't understand that. If you were the father of someone else's kids, if you were the father, right, you don't want nobody whooping your kids. But if you were someone's stepfather, you're gonna whoop their kids. But if it's what he just confused the crap out of me. Someone help me understand. What is he talking about?
I don't think that he realized how stupid it was he was about to say. Because again, you said I'll fight if somebody hit my kids, but I'm hitting yours. So just hypothetically, right? He get with a girl and just like, hey, I'm gonna whoop your kids, and he don't know that her daddy will kill him or unalive him. Like that's the stupid. Usually women make the dumbest points on these shows, but he is competing. He is competing for the most delusional person on that show. Like, I wish you would. Like, again, I wish that you would. You know, you say you'll fight. That's cool. But if you put your hands on my child, I don't think that most men that have children would disagree that you're gonna have to see me.
You gotta see me.
Like,
you gotta see me.
Because you can't do that to the mom because she's the reason why he's in there. So you got to see me twice, technically. One, because I can't do nothing to her, and then two, because of what you did. And then, like, I don't even really believe he's cut from that. I think he's just pandering, trying to get some like last minute while I'm in town coochie. He'd be better just getting $200 and going about his business.
He got to know what he's saying sounds crazy. Wife School, what you think about that?
Well, that's a tough pickle right there. I do think if the child needs a father, like you said, well, if there's a deadbeat situation, no father's present, maybe that dad's correction. I mean, maybe it not be so intense in whipping away, but children need correction, point blank. But if the children have like their active father going into that situation, that man should know, or I don't know how they'll discuss that, but that the father disciplinarian and things like that. But I think that if the stepfather's there in real time, he can speak to the child. He doesn't have to lay hands and things like that. You can speak with authority and say, hey, or you can be restrictive, or we're not doing this, or everybody's putting away the games right now, or go clean up your room. You can always enact those types of, punishments or rules. But that's a slippery slope, but the stepfather should have some say. Maybe he doesn't have to lay hands, but he definitely should be able to correct verbally.
I'm going to prison.
To me.
And I am going to prison. I'm not going to contest it, because if a man puts his hands on my children, I am going to, like, you're going to have to throw me under the jail. But that's a conversation that I will have with him up front. So it's not like it's a surprise. Like, he don't understand why I just, drove a 18-wheeler up his, whatever. Like,
Rand.
That's crazy.
We got to make it a family show.
Like, my favorite movie is Law Abiding Citizen, and I'm telling you, like, I'm going to jail if you hit my child like that.
No, I'm with you. I'm not gonna have it either. That's why I don't agree with stepfathers coming in their life and say like, yo, listen, I should step in as the dad and have that disciplinary act. But at the same time, what do you do when these kids are out of control? Our kids have fathers, right? So in our cases, right? Let's say we did have a baby mother who was outside dating. We are still in those kids' lives heavy. So yeah, you touch my kid, it's a wrap. But some of these kids are out of control.
I guarantee you, with their kids. I guarantee
they don't have fathers, or whatever situation it is.
Those women discipline their children by talking to them like the man that left them. Like when they get in arguments, like you act just like you know what I'm saying? Like they cuss them out, they talk to them crazy, because they're already son husbands a lot of the time. So they talk to them the same way they would talk to the men. I'm saying their fathers if they were able to. Because I willing to bet you that all those women's children are bigger than them. All of them. So you go into a house with a 6'2" teenager, you know what I'm saying, a 5'9" teenager, and a 6'6" teenager, because they got 3 different dads, right? And now you got to go in there and think that you're gonna be the man of that house, and there's 3 other kids going through puberty, smelling themselves, playing sports. You're gonna try and challenge. You got to beat the kids up too.
Yo, I remember I told you one time I dated this girl. She had 3 kids. I don't know. I don't even remember how much baby daddy she had, but either way, I was wilding. But I wasn't trying to really take it serious like that. But I remember I was laying in the bed, and this kid every morning he would wake up and slap me in my face while I was sleeping. That was like the alarm clock. Wake up. It was like I wanted to tear that kid up so bad. Just because it's like, yo, you're not doing nothing to your child. You're not talking to him. You're not telling him to stop. You're not disciplining this child in no way. But here I am. I can't do it because I don't feel like it's my place to do it. So I had to get up out that situation. It's like White School said, it's a slippery slope.
No, you can't hit
I mean, how come we could do it back in the past, in the 70s and the 80s and the 50s, and we're so scared to do it now? Is it because we got dads that are gonna come and kill the other guy? You know what I'm saying? Not kill, but hurt the other guy. Like, so what is it like? Is it a village because your situation didn't work out, or like, or do you trust this guy, or like what is it? Do you respect the guy enough that he would raise the kids right, or like what's going on? Or why can't you guys just go back and just be with each other? That's the ideal situation if you don't really want nobody touching your kids. So what is it? Why do we have our family so broken up?
Well, I would say, I mean, people are not choosing the right people to be with, right? They're not even vetting people out. So that's the whole point of that. But then the other part of the Discipline Act, right, where it takes the village. Yeah, like I'm not coming to nobody's house slapping their kids because he slapped me. I'm just gonna break out. I'm just not gonna deal with the mama no more. Right? It's because one, violence has to happen at that point. I know if I touch your kids, daddy's gonna come in, and one of us are either gonna be in jail or in the ground. One of the two. Then the other part to that is now these kids are calling the cops on you. The mom calls the cops on you. What if I touch their kid and you just don't like it? And you're like, yo, that's not my place. Now I land in jail. They weaponize the police on men every day. Chef C, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, peace to everybody with this. But this is why it's becoming increasingly dangerous for the stepdad, the aspiring stepdad, because again, either way you could deal with a crazy ass child. I mean, well, you could deal with a crazy child, or you could deal with the crazy baby father. And then there's a reason why everybody loony. So 9 times out of 10, you're gonna find out that the baby mom is a nutbag. So now you're dealing with extra situations where
I know I raised my
it's
hand.
it's not really safe for a stepdad to step in. I know, like I said, I've had several times where I was going to try to step in and be somebody's stepdad, but over the time I realized that one, if I got to do that, the father can't be on this planet no more. Keep it a buck with you. He's got to be gone. Or in the great, I got to move at least 10, 12 hours away from that baby father. And I got to be able to run my house like it's my house. I can't be held hostage in my own stuff. So that becomes the burden when you try to step in and do the right thing. Because at some point, you're gonna have to listen, little kids don't listen to nobody telling them go take a time out. Since when? You can't put a little dude in the corner and then if you taking video games for these little dudes and little girls, not man, get out of here. You gonna have to get back to that old school way had a lot of people right. Let's keep it a buck. That
Right.
old school way of I'm gonna light you up brighter than the Christmas tree. I come from that. You see what I'm saying? So it's either getting down or laying down because at some point, all that talking to that particular boy, especially little men, they gonna try you, and you the stepdad now, and you went all these years not putting no hands on little dude. How you then raise up and tell and try to command some respect in your home when he know you to be the guy that tells him to go take a time out? It don't work like that. I land.
Right. No, you're right. You're right. I agree with that.
You see the comment from bro talking about
Even sometimes it's not a disciplinary situation.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Go ahead, White School. White School, you there?
Yeah. Am I there?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm ghetto. Oh, I apologize.
Nah,
Hopefully
all
have a
good.
good
It's
show
all
after
good.
this.
It's all good.
I mean, sometimes it's not even a disciplinary situation. I mean, let's look at what happened on IG this summer. The stepdad just took the boy to the barbershop and it was a problem. So what really is going on? So come on. I don't get it. So I don't know. I mean, the poor man just took the boy to the barbershop and the dad rolled up on him in his face. Like, so that was pretty intense. And like Mr. Chef C said, I mean, that is unsafe. You're like, wow, I'm just trying to be here and do the right thing. And he needs a haircut, probably you were running behind, but now you're in my face and my life is in danger. Like this is tough. It's a tough situation.
Right.
And so is it the same if you married another woman and you had children? Would you allow that stepmom to do anything or disciplinary for those children as well, or no?
In most roles, when a woman comes into a man's house, she's not required to do any of that. Unless you date one of these dudes who, like I'm saying, Big Papa Panda back here. Like, no woman is coming into a household to be a disciplinarian. You come in, you get to add the nurturing part. That's like the huge difference when it becomes a woman coming into a man's home with children as compared to a man. Like what your expectations are. if so, for example, right? I meet you, we hit it off, we're engaged. You come in the house, you meet my children. I don't expect you to come in there and be any sort of disciplinary. As an example, I get to show my kids what it looks like for a black man to love a black woman. That's like help me set examples. Or like when my daughter has questions about girl stuff and her mom's not around, you get to be a supplementary role there. Or I can't. Obviously, you see my daughter when she's running. I'm the vacuum ponytail guy. I don't know how to do hair. You can help me there. Like, I don't expect you to come in and do anything outside of stuff like that. But now flip the script. Though. I come into your home with your children. I'm supposed to accept the standard of what a man looks like for them. I'm also supposed to instill law and order in the home. I'm also supposed to set a standard for how they treat you or how they treat women by the way how I treat you. So what's expected of us is significantly higher inside there. And then we have this question about, I'm not a corporal punishment person. I got my ass beat, 2 or 3 times a week as a kid, but I was bad as hell, so I deserved it. But I don't spank my children because I have a presence where I don't have to do that. The way I carry myself, like I'm my children's heroes, thank God. I just got to talk to them. They cry when I raise my voice, so I'm cool now. But with your children, that may not work. So I may have to be more aggressive with them to do it. I mean, whooping a child should be the last resort. I don't think that a lot of the time. And then a lot of parents whoop or they say spare the rod, spoil the child. That doesn't have shit to do with kids. It means like a shepherd uses a rod to guide his flock. That's what that means. He uses that rod to guide his flock and to attack people that harm him. So I'm not going to not guide your children the way that I see fit, which wouldn't be spanking them. But what Brady is talking about is like, he says he whoops kids. That's crazy. Because now he comes to your household and he wants to whoop your kids and you don't think he needs to whoop, or like you're saying, the masculine tall lady doesn't think they need to be whooped. She's not gonna let him whoop them kids because again, he's the 4th child.
Right.
Like, he just get a piece of coochie every now and then so she can make sure her bills stay paid.
Right. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. We're supposed to emulate a structure in the home. Even if you said something, sorry, Mr. Blockchain, even if that man says something, I have to back him up and stand on that. I can't be like causing this division, like things like that. You know what I'm saying? Not to the detriment of like the whipping is the last, but if he says there's no Xbox for a whole week, well, that's what Clark said. No Xbox for the whole week. All right. So that still gives him his place and his respect together as a team. Right.
Oh, that's real. That's real. I listen. To me, everyone had a point. I love the perspective. Thank you so much, Wife School, for joining. I'm going to end the show because I know Blockchain got to run. He got something he got to do. But this is my first time working with you, and I don't want it to be our last. So we got to continue and keep this going. Thank you so much. It was great hearing your perspective. Chef C, thank you so much, brother, for joining the show. This is my first time working with him as well. So, and he sound like he from where I am. You from New York, Chef C?
Oh yeah, we up top. We up top. That lingo, how I get busy. We up top.
I know you. What borough are you from?
No, I'm actually in Jersey, but my company is in New York. It's in Brooklyn. I'm down the street from the Barclays.
Oh, so you right there. You right there. I'm a Queens boy, but it's a pleasure meeting you, man, and real good working with you on this one. And my guy Blockchain as usual. I wanted to also thank everyone who became a channel member today. Thank you so much. Wife School, you became a channel member as well. Blockchain became a channel member today. So many people. Jesus Christ. I was not expecting this. I said, yo, man, today's probably going to be a horrible day after my glass broke, and you guys made my day. And I just want to thank y'all so much from the bottom of my heart for supporting the channel, supporting the show, and being a major part of this. I'm gonna let y'all run because I got to go do some things as well. But from my heart of hearts, thank you so much for joining the show, and thank you everyone in the chat for staying active. Stay tuned. We got more for you. What's our next show? We got Grown Men Talking Open Conversation coming up. That will be on Sunday. On top of that, we also have new panelists for that show. Then we have our Tuesday Grown Women Talking at 9 p.m. So stay tuned for that as well. Plus, we got Meet to Marry, which we are actually scripting out right now. It is going to be an in-person live dating show in Charlotte. All thanks to everyone that's going to be a major part of it, because I'm all about getting families back together, keeping people married, and getting people to stay married. So, with that being said, I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.